Hello. We're here to read you a bedtime story. This is your Aunt Brenna and your Uncle Scott and your cousin Frost. Your other cousins will be down soon, maybe. So this first bedtime story is for Colette, and I'm going to read it. And the book is called A Bargain for Francis. So you can relax and sit back and listen while Frosty and I read this book. A Bargain for Francis by Russell Hoban. It was a fine summer day, and after breakfast, Francis said, "I'm going to play with Thelma." "Be careful," said Mother. "Why do I have to be careful?" said Francis. "Remember last time?" said Mother. "Which time was that?" said Francis. "That was the time you played catch with Thelma's new boomerang," said Mother. "Thelma did all the throwing, and you came home with lumps on your head." "I remember that now," said Francis. "And do you remember the other time, last winter?" said Mother. "I remember that time too," said Francis. "That was the first time there was ice on the pond, and Thelma wanted to go skating, and she told me to try the ice first." "And who came home wet?" said Mother. "You or Thelma?" "I came home wet," said Francis. "Yes," said Mother, "and that's why I say be careful, because when you play with Thelma, you always get the worst of it." "Well," said Francis, "this time I do not have to be careful. We are not playing with boomerangs. We are not skating. We are having a tea party, and we are making a mud cake." "Be careful anyhow," said Mother. "All right," said Francis. Francis took her dolls to Thelma's house, and she took her alligator doll and her elephant doll, and she took her snake doll and her teddy bear too. And as Francis walked to Thelma's house, she sang, "Alligators, bears, and me are very fond of drinking tea. The elephant and the wiggly snake are happy when they eat their cake." Francis and Thelma made a mud cake, and they put daisies on it for frosting. And then Thelma got out her dolls and her tea set. "I'm saving up for a tea set," said Francis. "I'm saving all of my allowances." "Well, this is the best kind to get," said Thelma. "It is plastic, and it has red flowers on it." "Well, this is not the kind I want," said Francis. "I want a real china tea set with pictures on it in blue. The tea set I want has trees and birds and a Chinese house and a fence and a boat and people walking on a bridge. I used to have that kind of tea set, but now all I have is part of the teapot and the rest is all broken." "That is why that kind of tea set is no good," said Thelma. "The cups break, the saucers break, and the teapot and the cream pitcher and the sugar bowl break, and then the set is all gone. My tea set has red flowers, and it does not break unless you step on it." "Well," said Francis, "I'm saving up for the other kind." "Well, how much do you have saved up?" said Thelma. $2.17, said Francis. "Well, how much does the tea set cost?" said Thelma. "I don't know," said Francis. "Well, I'm sure they cost a lot," said Thelma. "It will take you a long time to save up all that money." "I know," said Francis, "and I wish I had a tea set now." "Well, maybe I will sell you mine," said Thelma. "Well, I don't want yours," said Francis. "I want a real one with pictures in blue." "I don't think they make them anymore," said Thelma. Don't kick that though. "I know another girl who saved up for that tea set, and her mother went to every store and could not find one. And that girl lost some of her money and spent the rest on candy, and she never got the tea set, and this is what happens. A lot of girls never do get tea sets, so maybe you won't get one." "Well, if I buy yours, I'll have a tea set," said Francis. "You said you didn't want it," said Thelma, "and anyhow, I don't want to sell it to you now." "Why not?" said Francis. "Well," said Thelma, "it's a very good tea set. It's plastic. It does not break. It has pretty flowers on it. It has all the cups and saucers. It has a sugar bowl and a cream pitcher and a teapot, and it is almost new, and I think it costs a lot of money." "Well, I have $2.17, said Francis. "That's a lot of money." "I don't know," said Thelma. "If I sell you my tea set, then I won't have one anymore." "We can have tea parties at my house then," said Francis, "and you can use the money for a new doll." "Well, Maybe, said Thelma. Do you have your money with you? I'll run home for it, said Frances. All right, said Thelma. I'll think about it while you run home for your money. Frances ran home for her money. When she came back, Thelma said, I will sell you my tea set. And Frances gave Thelma her money, and Thelma gave Frances her tea set. No backsies on this, said Thelma. All right, said Frances. No backsies. Frances went home with her tea set and her dolls, and she sang, a plastic pot can pour the tea for my dolls and friends and me, just as well as china. Red is not as good as blue. Plastic cups are all right too, just as good as china. When Frances got home, she showed the tea set to her little sister, Gloria. That is a very ugly tea set, said Gloria. What's the matter with it, said Frances. It's ugly, said Gloria. It's a nice tea set, said Frances. It's plastic, said Gloria. It has red flowers. It's ugly. I like the china kind with the pictures in blue. But you can't get that kind anymore, said Frances. They don't even have them in the stores. Yes, they do, said Gloria. They have them at the candy store. My friend Ida got one yesterday, and she showed it to Thelma, so Thelma knows they have them at the candy store, and they cost $2.07. Oh, Frances walked to the candy store. She looked inside, and there was Thelma buying the tea set. Thelma gave the storekeeper her money, and the storekeeper gave Thelma a china tea set with pictures in blue. And Thelma did not see Frances as Frances walked away. And Frances sang a little song as she walked. Now that plastic's what I've got, backsies are what there is not. Mother told me to be careful, but Thelma better be bewareful. Frances thought about no backsies all the way home, and when she got home, she put a penny in a plastic sugar bowl of her tea set. Then she called Thelma on the phone. Hello, said Thelma. Hello, said Frances. This is Frances. Remember, said Thelma, no backsies. Oh, I remember, said Frances. But are you really sure you want no backsies? Sure, I'm sure, said Thelma. You mean I never have to give you the tea set, said Frances. Yes, that's right, said Thelma. You can keep the tea set. Can I keep what's in the sugar bowl too, said Frances. What's in the sugar bowl, said Thelma. Oh, never mind, said Frances. No backsies, goodbye. And Frances hung up. She's sneaky. Frances waited for the telephone to ring, and when it rang, she said, hello. Hello, said Thelma. This is Thelma. I know, said Frances. I just remembered, said Thelma. I think I had something in the sugar bowl. I think it was a ring. Did you find a ring? No, said Frances. And I don't have to tell you because what is in the sugar bowl because you said no backsies. Well, said Thelma, I just remembered I put some money in the sugar bowl one time, and I think it was some birthday money, and I think it was like $2 or maybe it was $5. Did you find money? You said no backsies, said Frances, so I don't have to tell you. I don't have to say how much money is in the sugar bowl. Well, said Thelma, it's my money and I want it. Do you want backsies, said Frances. Do you want your tea set back and you will give me my money back? I can't, said Thelma, because I used the money for a new tea set and there's only a dime left over, and I will give you the new tea set and the dime. And the new tea set is the china kind you want, and it has the pictures all in blue. But you said they didn't make them anymore, said Frances. Well, this one was very hard to find, said Thelma, and I think it was the very last one in the store. All right, said Frances, bring it over. Thelma brought over the china tea set and the dime, and Frances gave back the plastic tea set, and then Thelma took the lid off the sugar bowl and saw a penny. She tricked her. That is not a very nice trick to play on a friend, said Thelma. No, said Frances, it's not. And that was not a nice trick you played on me when you sold me your tea set. Well, said Thelma, from now on I'll have to be careful when I play with you. Being careful is not as much fun as being friends, said Frances. Do you want to be careful or do you want to be friends? I want to be friends, said Thelma. All right, said Frances. Then I'll give you halvesies on the dime. Frances and Thelma went to the candy store with the dime, and Frances bought bubble gum and Thelma bought lifesavers. Then they went back to Francis's house to skip rope. Gloria came out to turn the rope and skip too. You and Gloria can skip first, said Francis to Thelma. I will go last. Thelma skipped first, and then Gloria, and then Francis skipped, and she sang, 1 for plastic, 2 for China, 3 for yours, and 4 for mine, 5 for tea, and 6 for cakes, 7 for elephants, 8 for snakes, 9's a trip to the candy store, then comes 10, and 10 skips more. Backsies 1, backsies 2, backsies are no fun to do. Careful once, careful twice, being careful isn't nice. Being friends is better. Right, Frosty? Mwah. Then Francis and Thelma shared their bubblegum and lifesavers with Gloria.